How certain are you that the world around you is real? Not mostly real. Not convincingly real. But objectively real. That the ground beneath your feet exists whether or not you're standing on it. That the air you breathe belongs to you, and not to someone else imagining you need it. Most people never question this. But Elias Rowan did. And once he did, the world never stopped questioning him back. Elias Rowan worked in a place that officially did not exist. The facility had no name, only a location buried so deep beneath the surface that GPS signals died long before reaching it. The researchers there did not study physics or medicine. They studied inconsistencies. Moments when reality behaved incorrectly. A hallway that measured longer on the way back. A voice recorded on equipment that no one remembered speaking. A room that felt watched, even when empty. Most cases were resolved. One wasn't. The file appeared one morning on Elias's terminal without explanation. No sender. No clearance request. No description. Just a designation. Casi 714 clicking. It returned an error message. File not found. Yet the label remained. Elias tried to ignore it. He failed. Weeks passed. The file stayed. Sometimes it moved locations in the system. Sometimes it duplicated itself. Sometimes it vanished tonally, to reappear moments later. Other researchers claimed they couldn't see it. One colleague laughed and told Elias he should get more sleep. Another suggested stress. A third warned him, quietly, not to ask questions about things that didn't want answers. That only made it worse. Elias requested access to the lower levels. The request was approved far too quickly. The elevator he boarded had no visible buttons, only a scanner that activated when he stepped inside. The doors closed without a sound. The descent lasted far longer than any structure should allow. As the elevator sank, Elias noticed devices lining the shaft walls large. Mechanical structures embedded into the rock at regular intervals. They were all destroyed. Cracked housings, melted wiring, shattered cores. Whatever they were meant to do, they had failed. Halfway down, Elias realized he could hear something. Not a voice, a pattern. Words that almost made sense. Sentences folded into themselves, meaning dissolving just before comprehension. His head began to ache. Then the elevator stopped. Elias blinked. He was standing in a glass chamber. Bright lights burned overhead. Outside the glass, a group of researchers watched him carefully, scribbling notes, speaking softly to one another. At first, Elias felt relief, then confusion, then fear, because he recognized them. They were senior staff, people who should not have been watching him. He approached the glass and tried to speak. No one reacted. That's when he noticed it, standing behind the observers. Something tall. Its shape shifted subtly, as if struggling to decide what it should be. Its surface looked unfinished, like reality hadn't fully agreed on how it should exist. Its face was wrong, not monstrous in a traditional way, just excessive. Too many features competing for attention. It was smiling. Elias felt pain ripple through his body. Not physical pain. Something deeper, like every nerve had been replaced with exposed wire. He collapsed. The observers continued writing. Screens flickered into existence around the chamber. Live video feeds. Elias recognized them instantly. His mother's kitchen. His father's office. His sister's apartment. Moments unfolding in real time. He screamed. The thing behind the glass leaned closer. It wanted him to see. Then everything shattered. Elias woke up allowed to snow. Ash drifted from a colorless sky. All around him were structures reduced to skeletons of stone and steel. Fires burned without heat. At the center of the wasteland stood towering pyres, filled with remains Elias knew, without being told, belonged to people he loved. The entity appeared beside him. Its presence bent the air. This is continuity. It said not aloud, but directly into his thoughts. This is preservation. Elias collapsed. The ground vanished. He woke up again. It was someone else. Different name, different memories, different beliefs. He lived a full life, fell in, say, grew old, died peacefully. Then he woke up again. He was an object, something small, something useful. He could feel, but not move. Then he woke up again. A child. Then a stranger. Then nothing. Each time he began to understand, the world dissolved and reassembled. Time lost meaning. Pain became routine. Death became temporary. Eventually, Elias noticed a pattern. Every world ended the same way. With it, the entity always returned. Always watching. Always, Samu said. Slowly, horrifyingly, Elias understood. The thing wasn't destroying reality. It was anchoring itself to him, using his perception, his memory, his awareness. Without him, it could not exist here. He was the frame that allowed the picture to hang. So Elias stopped reacting. When it hurt him, he endured. When it confused him, he waited. When it mocked him, he remained silent. The entity grew irritated, and irritation led to carelessness. In a moment that felt both infinite and instantaneous, Elias noticed something wrong. A contradiction, a crack. Reality stuttered. Elias pushed. In the outside world, researchers noticed a discrepancy. A missing name on a staff roster, a corridor that led nowhere. An elevator shaft no one remembered installing. At its bottom lay a body. Beside Ita phone, filled with notes that should not exist. The final entry read, "If you are reading this, 10 premeta faile." Or maybe I succeeded, and you'll never know. If the world feels stable, don't look closer. It hates being noticed. The shaft was sealed. The records erased. Case 714 was marked resolved. Reality continued. Quietly, as if nothing had ever been wrong.